Hello, footy tippers. Russ Barwick here, having a look at NRL Round 19. Of course, what are we going to do now that the Origin's finished? We're going to just focus on the real football. Well, not the real football, you know what I mean. The regular competition. And the West Tigers against the Warriors on Friday night at Leichhardt Oval. And after all of the week of dramas with Benji and the West Tigers, you'd like to think he's going to pull the Malmaninga out and have a decent crack. And I think he will. And I think the West Tigers will put a bit of a score on the Warriors. As much as you mightn't like what Benji's performed like over the last month or two, he is a superstar. He will always be remembered for that flick pass in the grand final in 2005 to Pat Richards. Home you go. What a win that was. And he's done so much for rugby league, and he's a good bloke, and I reckon that they need to play well for him, and they will play well for him. I'm tipping a big win to the West Tigers on Friday night. In fact, they're the morals of the weekend. Canberra, in fact, no, they're not. Canberra are the morals because they play Parramatta. And the Canberra under-20s could beat Parramatta the way they're going at the moment. So you can just put that one down as a lock. Sydney the Roosters take on Cronulla Allianz Stadium on Saturday night. And this is going to be an interesting game. How many of the Roosters blokes will back up? Mitchell Pearce, obviously Maloney, Boyd Cordner. They all have to back up. Cronulla, they've got a couple backing up, but a little different than the Roosters. In fact, I don't think they have too many backing up the Cronulla Sharks, but the Roosters, that'll be the key. If their big guns back up, they'll win. Otherwise, the Sharks might get them. And then on Sunday, Penrith, who are going okay at the moment, taking on Newcastle at Centrebet Stadium, and the Knights have got a bit of a mojo back as well. So this will be a lot closer than plenty of people are suspecting. And Newcastle, who aren't that affected by the Origin, or not as much as other clubs, I reckon they just about might get Penrith, who have been terrific the last month or so. But Newcastle are on the way back under Wayne Bennett. Manly, of course, they are backing up after that trip to North Queensland, taking on the Gold Coast. They'll win that one, the Manly Seagulls. They're playing some really nice football at the moment. And then on Monday night, probably the best game of the weekend when you look at these guys traditionally, Souths and St George. Normally you'd get 40,000 this game. Go back in the old days, it'd be 70,000, probably about 12,000 this weekend because of Monday night and the fact that the Dragons stink. Souths will be winning that. So let's wrap up the tips. I like the Tigers, Canberra, the Roosters, Newcastle, a bit of an upset, and then the two home teams to wrap it up, Manly and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. NRL Round 19. Head to centrebet.com, punch all of those in a multi, and I reckon you might get something at the end of the weekend.